Hello, everybody. Welcome to Yoga for Self-Love with Kim. I am Kim. This will be a short, gentle practice today with the focus of opening through the chest and the heart space and releasing any tension, any stuckness in that area. So bring yourself to your mat, grab a block, and you may want a blanket. I'm sitting up on a blanket now, so find your way into a comfortable seated position, sitting up on something if you like. You want to have a nice upright alignment of your spine. So it may be helpful to sit up on something, blanket, block, bolster, to elevate the hips, get them a little bit higher than the knees, and find that nice upright spine. Rooting down through sitting bones and pubic bone, finding some length up through the side body, reaching the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. So find your comfortable seat, and if it feels okay for you, you can close your eyes for a moment. Otherwise, just find a soft and steady gaze. And just take a moment here before we start to move to call in all of your energy from where you've been dispersing it out into the world. Call it all back to yourself for now. And taking this time for you, for your yoga practice, and carving out this time to just be with yourself, spend this time with yourself, get to know yourself, body, mind, breath, and spirit. Check in and just notice how you're feeling today. Notice anything that you bring to the mat with you. Thoughts, feelings, emotions, any physical sensations in your body. And just honor what happens, what's happening for you today. Letting go of any judgment, just being curious. And as always, I invite you to bring in the intention to be gentle, kind, patient, loving, compassionate with yourself as you move through this practice. Take a deep breath in through your nose and then sigh it out of your mouth. Make an audible sigh. And again, deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out of your mouth. Let go of any junk that you're holding on to. One more time to clear everything out. Deep breath in through the nose, sigh it out through your mouth. And then you can begin to flutter your eyes open. Now just take your fingers to your chest and begin to massage the tissues of your chest with your fingers and your thumbs. And you can, it's really free form. You can start towards the center of your chest and work your way out towards the sides, towards the arms. You can massage in between the ribs, maybe above the collarbones, and then below the collarbones. And then just all over the chest. And if you find any sore spots, feel free to linger there. Give them a little bit more attention. And then right where the arms attach onto the body, give that space a good little massage. Just trying to gently relieve any tightness or tension or stuckness. And then let that go. Now let's take your pinky fingers together, hands out to the side, thumbs reaching up, Kanista Mudra. And again, root down through your foundation, lengthen your spine, crown of the head reaches up. You find this expansion across your chest. just give the arms a little shake. Then we'll cross the right arm over the chest, hook it with your left elbow, and pull that left arm in towards the chest. And then left arm across the chest, hook it with your right elbow. Right arm pulls the left arm across the body and towards the chest. And then release that. Now take your hands behind your head, interlace fingers. Thumbs can run down along the sides of the neck. Lift the low belly in and up, and then begin to lift your heart up and maybe reach your gaze up. And then zip up through your belly, bring yourself back to your starting point, release the hands, and now interlace the hands behind you. And you can have a big or little bend in the hands and the elbows here. And then pull the hands up off of the back to your degree, whatever feels okay for you. And then you can stay here, or you can begin to fold yourself forward in your seated position, and then maybe peel the arms up overhead. And then bring yourself back up. Release the hands. And then we'll find our way into a table position. Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Give your hips a little rock from side to side. And then bring yourself to your table. Root down into your left fingers. Begin to bend your right elbow and begin to reach that right elbow up towards the ceiling. Maybe unfurling that right arm all the way up towards the ceiling if that works for you. Heart lifts, gaze lifts. And then we'll thread the right arm underneath the body. Come down onto the outer right arm, right cheek, right temple. Press your left finger pads into the mat. Stay here, or you could reach that left arm up towards the ceiling, or even thread that left arm around, tuck it into that right thigh. And then left arm comes back up, hand comes back down to the mat, bring yourself into your table again, and then we'll root into the right fingers, begin to bend that left elbow, lift it up towards the ceiling. Maybe you unfurl the left arm all the way up. Reaching up through the left fingers, pressing that right hand down into the mat, and then we thread that left arm underneath the body, come onto outer left arm, left cheek temple, press your right finger pads into the mat or the floor and stay here, or reach right arm up, or maybe take that right hand and thread it into that left thigh. And then right arm reaches back up, hand comes back down to the mat, and you bring yourself back into your table. Now we'll walk the hands forward. Keep the hips where they are, lined up over the knees. Begin to lower your chest or your forehead down to the mat. And you can tuck a block underneath your forehead if you need it here, or you can rest your forehead down on the mat. Or you could stack the arms, make a pillow with the arms, rest your forehead on the mat here. Allow the heart to sink down towards the mat. And then we'll walk the hands forward again. Bring your hands back towards your table. And let's extend the right knee or right leg back behind. Now bend that right knee, draw it underneath your body, and then step or carry that right foot up to the top of your mat. Press down into that right foot, hug in through your legs, peel yourself up, reach your arms up for a low lunge, and then interlace fingers behind the head, thumbs can run down the back of the neck, hug in through the inner thighs, lift up through your belly and lift your heart up, and then bring yourself back up, and then release the hands, interlace fingers behind the back, big or little bend in the elbows. And then peel the hands off the back a little bit if that works for you. Open up through the heart. And then release the hands, reach the arms back up. Let's take the hands down to the mat and step that right foot back into your table. Now extend the left leg back behind you, hip level-ish, and then bend left knee. Right underneath your body, step that left foot up to the top of your mat. Press down into that left foot. Hug in through the inner legs. Lift yourself up. Let's reach the arms up, finding low lunge. Left knee tracking over ankle. And then interlace fingers behind the head. Lift up through your heart. And then release the hands. Interlace fingers behind the back. Again, bigger little bend in the elbows, and gently pull the hands up off of the back. And then release the hands. Reach arms back up. And let's take the hands back down to the mat. Step yourself back into table. And now tuck toes under, press into the hands, glide the hips up and back, downward dog. And then find a little movement here, bending, straightening knees or pedaling out legs. And then slowly walk yourself up towards the top of the mat. Feet walk up towards the hands, and then fold yourself in, belly to thighs, hinging from hips. Give your head a little nod or shake, maybe hips a little rock from side to side. You can have hands on the mat, or you can grab your elbows. Maybe give the arms a little sway from side to side. And then bring yourself to center. We'll take hands to the hips. Press into your feet, lift yourself all the way up, grab your block, and then we'll tuck the block right in between the thighs. Press down into the feet, hug in through the inner thighs. And now let's interlace fingers behind the head again, elbows out to the sides, squeeze in through the block, and begin to lift the heart and lift the gaze up. And then hug the block, draw the belly in up, lift the torso back up, and then release the arms down. Now interlace fingers behind the back, bigger little bend in the elbows. Begin to pull the elbows off of the back, opening through the chest, through the heart space. Shoulder blades drive towards each other behind you. And then we'll begin to fold in, soften the knees. Begin to fold yourself forward, hinging from hips. And then hands can stay at low back, or you can peel the hands up and overhead to your degree. And then press into your feet, lift yourself up. And then we'll pluck the block out from in between the thighs. And then we'll take this into our breath of joy, softening through the knees. Now we'll take a 3-part inhalation. So we'll do a third of the inhalation as we bring the arms forward, another third of the inhalation as we bring the arms out to the sides, and then the last third of the inhalation as you lift your arms up. And then as you exhale, hinge from the hips, arms come down, you fold in as you let the breath out. So inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Couple more. One more time. And then bring yourself all the way up. Hands come down to heart. And then step to the back of your mat. Let's take the arms out to the sides and up. Palms together. Hinge from your hips. Fold yourself in. Forward fold. And then here from our forward fold, let's take the left fingertips down to the mat. Begin to bend your right elbow, peel that arm up towards the sky. You can put a bend in that left knee, maybe make that right leg a little bit straighter. Reach the hands away from each other. And then right fingers come down, soften through that right knee, begin to make that left leg a little straighter, left elbow reaches up, and then arm unfurls. And then release that hand down to the mat. Bend your knees a lot, walk the hands forward, and walk yourself back out into your downward dog. Find a little movement here again, whatever feels good. And then lower your knees down to the mat. Grab your block again, and again we'll tuck the block in between the thighs. You can come onto tops of the feet, or you could tuck your toes under. Come onto the balls of the feet, squeezing in through that block. Let's take hands behind the head again, elbows wide, thumbs running down the neck. Draw the belly in and up, lift your heart up and shift the gaze up a little bit. And then hug in through the block, bring yourself back to your starting point. Release hands. Hands clasped behind you again, and then you begin to pull the hands back, lift up through the heart, and then release that. Pluck the block out from in between your thighs. Find your way back into a seated posture, sitting on something if you like. Let's give the shoulders some shrugs or rolls. And then arms out to the side. Let's take it into eagle arms. Right elbow underneath the left. Wrap the arms, either hands to the opposite shoulders, or you bring backs of the palms together or palms together. And then inhale, fingers lift, arms lift. Exhale, elbows come down, draw the chin towards the chest. And then unravel the arms, take it to the other side, left arm under, wrap the arms, hands come together or hands to opposite shoulders. Inhale, lift the hands up, elbows lift. Exhale, hands come down, chin drops down towards chest. You feel the protraction, the spreading of your shoulder blades across the back. And then release the hands. Again, give your shoulders a few little rolls, rolling back and then rolling forward. Let's come back into our Kanista Mudra, pinkies together, pinky tips together. Hands in front of the heart, thumbs lifting up. And thank you so much for joining me for this short practice. Hope it helped to open up through your heart space, open up through the chest. Find some space there. With love and gratitude, namaste.